Hello, hello, hello. I do remember how to make videos. So it's been like almost a whole month since I've uploaded anything, and that's like for a myriad of reasons, personal reasons, as well as also like I just don't enjoy BDO right now. I contemplated playing some other games and just getting away from BDO for a little bit, and it was just like I didn't feel like it. I legitimately haven't played like any video game at all in like 3 weeks, pretty much. I've just been like lounging around in the room, or I've just been going outside for once. Shocking. What's that? But like honestly, the main reason I haven't uploaded is because like there's just nothing to do in video. Like I swear to God, there is actually nothing going on in this game at all. And it's definitely showing that people don't really care to do much in the game. I mean, especially right now because of the way they have this event running, it's made like every guild boring, since everybody right now is hopping around for Garmoth hearts. They're just going from guild to guild every 24 hours and doing like 1 day Garm contracts, and like because of that, there's nobody consistently in a guild right now that's willing to do anything. Not that like even if there was people in guilds to do anything, it's not like the scene was popping to begin with, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. But just particularly this week and the prior week is like the worst it's ever been, because it's just so boring, and that makes node wars incredibly boring. Like nobody wants to fight, nobody wants to do anything, and it's because it's like, oh, we don't have signups, and of course they're not going to have signups because half their guild is in another guild doing 24-hour contracts. So open world PvP kind of mediocre right now. RBF sucks, still terrible, like one of the worst things in the game, and I've been playing it kind of a lot these past couple days, finally slowly getting back into the game, trying to find some kind of enjoyment. And it's like I don't care. It just, I hop in, and I like yesterday was probably the most tilting, which I just turned off the game, which I haven't done in such a long time, where I just was so upset that I just had to shut down the game because it was just so bad. I get into an RBF, and I shit you not, there was I think 7 people in that RBF, and when I got in there, there was 5 people on Red Desert, and it was just me, literally just me on the Black Desert team. And I just was like, what the fuck, what is this? And it would have been fine if it like, you know, balanced out towards, you know, the end of it, but it just lasted that way for so long that I just left. I just turned off the game, and I was like, yeah, if I keep playing this, I'm gonna fucking punch something. And then to pile like some more kind of aggravation onto the game, it's like I'm just so tired of seeing Draconias. I'm just like so tired of seeing them. And it's not even like that they're hard to deal with or that they're super annoying or anything like that. It's just like there's just so many of them that I'm like, oh my god. I just every node war, every fight, every RBF, it just non-stop flavor of the month rollers that just go into Draconia, and it's just gonna be like total chaos for, you know, until they nerf the character, which I don't know why people don't know this, because, you know, this is what always happens, where the character's out for like a month or so, and then after that time period, the character gets nerfed into the dirt and nobody plays it anymore. It's like Corsair, Sage, you know, those classes just pretty much dust right now. I mean, Sage probably not so much, because I think that's like received some pretty positive changes, but like Corsair still is pretty much useless unless you're a dedicated player to that class specifically. And those classes usually don't see any kind of like love or ironing out of their kit until, you know, months later. You know, look at like Guardian and Hashishine, where it's like those characters were so popping when they came out, and they were just so broken, everyone was playing them, and then they got some nerfs, sort of died off, and then like as time went on, balancing came into play and buffs happened and changes happened, and then, you know, the characters became more and more like as a regular, you know, scene, where they're actually worth a damn now to some degree. So it's like when I see the flavor of the month rollers on Draconia, I'm just sitting here like, you know, in like a month this class is gonna be dead, and then you're gonna either be stuck on this fucking class and you're gonna ride it out, which, you know, more power to you, or it's going to just be like you're gonna roll back to whatever you were before. So I just like get tired of seeing the same class over and over and over again. I genuinely believe that we don't need another class for a very long time. Like, I genuinely don't want to see another class for at least like I almost want to say a year, but that's probably unrealistic, but at least 6 months or so. I would not want to see another class. I don't want to see another one. I'd like to see some meaningful changes to BDO to where like these dry periods of content, I have something to do other than running circles for hours and hours and hours. And I know for some people, like, that's okay, and that's something that you're totally into, and that's fine. But for me, you know, I'm hard cap end game gear, so it's like I don't have anything to do. Like I just don't have anything, you know, keep shooting pen accessories for the sake of doing that. But I just like, I've never been an enhanced person. I don't get that like enjoyment out of enhancing. I never have. So it's I don't have that outlet that some people do, where, you know, they'll go through periods of time where they'll sell their gear in order to make gains, or they'll sell their gear in order to, like, you know, make a gain, and then it's like a minor gain in comparison to everything that they lost. So I've just never had that sort of I don't know, drive to do anything like that. But just during the downtime, you know, like when you're tired of grinding, when you're tired of like doing the same monotonous stuff over and over and over again, it's like you can go and do something else that's like usually fun, but my options are so limited, right? Because like all I want to do is kind of like PvP. That's why I got the gears, so I can PvP, and it's nobody's doing that right now because of the events. Nobody's really wanting to do anything, even if the event wasn't here. Guilds don't want to fight other guilds. Guilds are blowing up. They're just like, this is like the worst BDO has ever been. Like, I've been here for years now, and this is probably the all-time low, in my personal opinion, for me anyway. An example that I can just use, because it's like one of the main MMOs that I've played, if not more than BDO, is like World of Warcraft, right? I know not the same game and not the same concept, right? But it's MMORPG. And the thing that separates WoW and BDO, there's an insane amount of content in World of Warcraft where there's not a lot of downtime fun content in BDO. People complain about World of Warcraft and they'll say like, oh, this content sucks, this content sucks. It's like, I don't think you know what sucks means at this point. It's like, I get it from like people that are playing that game for years and years and years, and then in comparison to, you know, maybe the old days of like older expansions and whatnot, in comparison, sure, it probably is not as good, but it's like, play BDO for like 3 fucking years, and then you'll go back to World of Warcraft and be like, oh my god, there's so much to do, and it will genuinely change your perspective on a game like WoW, which I share the opinion of. The game is not exactly in the greatest state, but in comparison to what I've been playing the past, you know, 3-4 years, it might as well be a godsend. You've got battlegrounds where you can queue into, you know, 50v50 PvP scenarios. You've got, you know, rated battlegrounds, which is just the, you know, actual ranked version of that. And then you have, you know, 3v3s, 5v5s, arenas. Those are really cool. Those are really fun. And it's like, again, those all give you meaningful rewards. They give you dope ass costumes. They give you titles. They give you mounts. They give you actual meaningful rewards. Meanwhile, BDO, where I would say the PvP is far superior in every aspect, which it genuinely is. Like, the PvP is so much better in this game. But the problem is there's nothing that rewards you. Like, you get virtually nothing from PvPing. Even when you Arena of Solaire, which is like the main thing everyone's been waiting for, even when that comes out, you're gonna get menial, like very mediocre rewards that are going to be virtually nothing. Meanwhile, you hop on World of Warcraft and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna go do some battlegrounds. And what's crazy is like you can use PvP to level up, you can use PvP to make minor money. It's not, you know, popping money, but like it's money regardless, and it's actually still more than what BDO gives you in comparison. And again, these are not like one-to-one comparisons. I'm just merely saying BDO's counterparts, and BDO can like take a minute to learn from like certain aspects of other MMOs that are successful, where they have been successful, which is their combat. Their combat has been the highest tier. I would put BDO's combat at #1 when it comes to PvP in general. That the combat that this game has is literally unmatched by any other game, and you would assume that they would capitalize on that to such an extent where it would be the staple of BDO, but instead it's not. It's genuinely not the staple. They keep finding these different ways to stray away from PvP combat and trying to make the game more casual, more like intro friendly, which I don't think it gets any more like friendly than this. I mean, you basically can get pen gear for half the price right now, with the straight up how much money you're making. Like you can buy a piece of pen gear every week and a half playing like 2 hours a day. It doesn't get any more entry level than that. Genuinely, it's more of the appeal, because when people play BDO at an entry level, right, people get interested and then they put all this time in, and then you end up at my gear score, and then you look back at it and you're like, holy shit, I went through all of that, all these years of just, you know, obviously it's not gonna take you years because, you know, you're playing at a time where things are more accessible, but for me it took years because it wasn't always like this. But because of the way the game is now, you know, you could be my gear score in, you know, less than 6 months if you really play consistently. So at this point, the game doesn't get any more accessible than this. Stop focusing on like drawing in new players, because that's not the issue. Like the issue is the game hemorrhages players every single day. People are quitting because they're so bored or because there's nothing for them to do. And I keep complaining, like I'm borderline right there out the fucking door where I'm just, dude, I literally have nothing to do. Like I don't want to grind anymore. I'm tired of doing PvP that doesn't pay me. I'm tired of like fake sieges that are just mediocre at best. I'm tired of node wars not paying me. I'm literally so tired of all of these fucking shitty decisions that are being made, and it's like I just want content that is going to be fun and at least viable to some degree as like an alternative to running circles. So yeah, that's where I've been. Just sulking, trying to find any reason to pick up BDO again, and I still can't. I'm in the Zerk guild right now with Guido. We're doing node wars, trying to, you know, spice up the game a little bit, create some fun, but it's really like, even for me, this is still not that fun, to be completely, if I'm being honest. Like you know, we fought Menace, we fought Tactic, Apex in node wars before, like this week, and you know, the fights are okay and whatnot, but it's, I don't know, I just don't, I don't feel any different, you know what I mean? And again, it just comes back to like meaningful content. Like node wars are meaningless at this point because you don't really get much for it. But at least we have the Dracania tournament coming up, so that'll be fun to check out and whatnot. So that'll be cool. If you haven't signed up, which I think actually the signups are closed now that I'm making this video, so never mind, I don't think you can sign up anymore. But if you happen to find these signups and it's still possible, then I would recommend doing so. The prize pool is pretty nice, and it's looking pretty juicy. But anyway, I'm gonna try and get back on to the normal hours of uploading. I apologize for the 3-week hiatus. I might upload some like, I don't know, I might do some Elden Ring content again and do some fun stuff like randomizer mods or anything that might like bring some kind of joy back into playing games again. We'll see. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.